Hi everyone, this is Liz from Creative Life of Liz, and I'm here planning for the week of May 5th through the 11th. This is in my B&R Paper Crafts Plan B planner. For this week, it's Mother's Day over here and also kind of springtime. Start of the Lilac Festival in my town is also over here, so I'm using bits of 2 kits today. So this is a full boxes page called Flowers and Books from B&R Paper Crafts. That's all I have of that kit, so I wanted to use those full boxes. And then this is my leftovers from another B&R Paper Crafts kit. This one's called Lavender. And here I have 3 full boxes, 2 more full boxes and a smaller box, plus some date dots and a functional things, some more functional stuff, a bunch of washi strips, a couple headers and little things, some boxes, more glitter headers, etc. So my plan is to kind of combine these 2 kits into something that hopefully works out pretty successfully. I do also need to incorporate into this some bottom washi. So I pulled out this one from Amazon. I've had it for forever, but it has kind of lilacs on it with some gold foiling. So I thought it would fit pretty well. And then I did also pull in the Zebra Click Art pen in purple. I'm going to use this for the dates. I'm trying to decide if I want to use the date dots, considering I don't have like date covers to go with it. I think I can't decide. So maybe I will use them just to use them. Why not? So I think what I'm going to do, if I can find my tweezers, that would be super helpful. I have like a bunch of other random things in this pen cup. Okay, there we go. So I have my Beauty 360 tweezers from forever ago. And then my print pression slice tool that I'm going to use. I'm going to put down the bottom washi. I'm going to put down the date dots right in the days of the week. And then I'm also going to put down the glitter headers. And I think, so this is like matte vinyl, and this is just matte on regular sticker paper. So they're not exactly the same. They still look okay together. So my plan, I think though, is going to be to scatter the boxes. So that means I'm going to scatter the headers. And I think, which one do I want to skip as the color? I think I might skip this blue and just use that the least, because it is kind of like, I mean, it's a purple still, but it's a very blue color. And I think I want to put that color in a little less. So I think that's going to be my plan. I'm going to do all that stuff, which will probably take forever. And then I will be back so that we can do the interesting bits. All right, here is where we are at with the basic setup. I think it's looking pretty cute. In terms of full boxes, we've got these guys and these guys and these guys, and I think that's it. Okay, so I do want to use, I think my plan is to use these 4. I think this clouds one could really be pulled into basically any kit, so I think I might not use that one right now and just throw that into my leftovers. So that gives me 4 here, so then I need 4 more. And there's 4 that are very pink here. So I think I might pull in those 4. Although this one has that really bright blue. So maybe I'll use this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, to kind of pull in there as well. All right, so I think what I want to do is I think I want to use this one as my quote box. Also lets me put this page over to the side again, which is great. So there we go. So then that gives me these 3 to intersperse. And so I think I'm going to follow the lightest purple header So that's one. I feel like the cocktail should go on Saturday. Feels like a more appropriate day for a cocktail than a Tuesday, although, you know, with how the world is right now, what even are days? There we go. And then I'm gonna put this one here on Tuesday, like so, and then this page is done. All right, and then for these boxes, I feel like these two and then these two make the most sense to go together. So I think I'm gonna put, I feel like everybody always does Easter lilies for Mother's Day. So I think I'm gonna put that over here. Not perfectly straight, but I'm just gonna go with it. I don't think I can fix it. And then that lets me put this like coffee over here. And then let's see. I think I'm gonna put the glasses down here. If I could get it straight, that would be ideal. There we go. And then this one is gonna go up here. There we go. All right, so that leaves me these full boxes, which I can put into something else in the future. I think it's looking pretty cute, actually. Overall, I'm really enjoying it. This one bothers me the most. Let me see if I can pick it up. Sometimes with the vinyl you can. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna see if I can get this just a little more straight. All right, there we go. That looks better. All right. So there is the full boxes scattered. I did stick down the weekend banner. You can barely see it on here, but I think it looks cute. So I'm going to leave that. And then let's see, let's get into the sidebar. So I have a few header kinds of things there. Some stuff here and here. All right. So I think I'm going to start out with, maybe I'll use the this week just because that's always a good idea, I think. So I'm going to leave a little gap. And then I'm going to start with the this week right there. I'm going to stick in the habit tracker. If I could get that straight, that would also be ideal. I even have a line to line it up on. All right, there we go. That's pretty close. I don't really have a good icon for doing my socials, so I think I'm just gonna leave it and not put an icon, which is also fine. And then none of these headers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I can use one of the checklists, but none of the headers actually go with a meal. I assume that I used that before. So I think I'm going to use the today header. I think that still kind of makes sense. And then I'm going to use maybe I'll use the lightest purple. Like so. All right, that looks pretty nice. And then I don't really need anything else in my sidebar. So I think what I want to do is stick in a bunch of this washi here. So which one do I want to use? I think I'll use this one. So something that I do when I use all this washi together is I just cut down along the edges so that all of the little like separators can come up as well to make a complete picture. I find that tends to work the best. And then in an ideal world, I get at least a couple kind of coming together as a group. So if I stick these down, It's always a little tricky. These top half, I think, are the hard ones. That's mostly straight, I guess. Because the top half ones are very small. So they tend to be more difficult to lay down like this. There we go. There's that one. And then finally, we put in this biggest, like quarter box sized strip. All right, and that is now done. I don't have enough space to do another one, and I don't think that really makes sense to go together. This guy also doesn't really fit fully. Could probably trim this one down though. So if I were to put it in, let me see if I can just trim something reasonably straight, freehand. Always a dangerous thing to do, but we're gonna do our best. All right, and then I'm gonna stick that down. That looks pretty cute for the sidebar, I think. Okay, on to the daily plans. So first off, on Monday, I'm gonna take this takeout garbage guy, and I'm actually gonna put it, if I can get it up, maybe? Okay, there we go. I'm gonna take that, and I'm actually gonna put it up here, above the day. Very old school, I know. This is from like 5+ years ago, but I think that looks cute. It adds some height, and I don't need it to take up space during the regular days. The next thing I'm gonna put in is I'm gonna put in this little gift little thing. It's my father-in-law's birthday, so I want to mark that. And then next up, let me see what kind of boxes I can find 5 of, because I don't have anything else that I have 5 of. Okay, so I have 3, I have 7 of those, and then I think that's the kind that I'm gonna end up using. So I only need 5 of them, but I don't want them to match. Okay. I don't want it to match the headers and go in the same order. All right, so that's gonna mark work. And while I'm here, I'm gonna fill in Tuesday for work, and then maybe I'll use this one on Wednesday. There we go. All right, so that marks work. And then the last thing that needs to go on this day, again, I don't really have an icon that makes sense, but that's gonna be fine. I am going to, let's see, what's over here? I could use the TV icons, but I don't think I want to. So I think what I'm gonna do is one of these little flags. Which one is like visually different? I think I actually want to use this kind of flag because I think it's more visually different. So I'm going to stick that in for my plan with me. Wow, that's really far over. Let's see if I can fix this. Like so. Okay, I think that covers everything I know for Monday. Mondays are also usually pretty busy days for me. So I think while I'm at it, I'm just gonna put in a checklist like so. Moving on to Tuesday, the other thing I have is a checklist for there. There we go. Because I used one over here, I'm not gonna have quite enough checklists, but that's gonna be fine during the week. And then Wednesday, again, a checklist. I mostly need checklists on weekdays, so I think that's gonna be totally fine. Moving on to the other side of the page, I do need 2 more boxes. Let's see. I used dark purple and then the 2 kind of blues. I think I can use light purple for work. And then I'm going to use the dark purple. I don't have any other miscellaneous plans, I don't think. So that can go in like so. And then I don't think I have anything else really for Thursday. I am going to put in a checklist though. And then Friday, I'll use this one in this direction. And that's going to mark my plan with me. And then I do want to stick in a checklist there as well. And then I have 1 checklist left. So if one of the weekend days end up busy, I can use that. Otherwise, I could just use the little ones and that can just be a leftover. Also totally fine. The weekend, I don't know a lot of what we're going to do for this weekend. We're actually in town, so that's pretty much an accomplishment. And then I think I do want to mark, maybe I'll use this one. I do just want to mark that it is Mother's Day. Reminder to call my mom. There we go. All right. So I think that's what I'm going to go with for the pre-planning. So it looks like this, and I think it's looking pretty cute. So stick around for just a second and you can see the finished spread. All right, here's the finished spread. I think it turned out really cute, definitely very springy. I'll give a little wiggle and a twerk for this little bit down here at the bottom. But I do love how it turned out. I just pulled in things from this kit. So I do have the page that I finished, which is going to go in the recycling. I do have the few full boxes left over, which are going to go in my leftover stash for some sort of future plan. And then I do have a few things left over in this kit. Not a lot here, but I am going to throw this back into its little plastic. And then this is going to get thrown in my leftover stash as well, so that I can use it along with some other kit when I need a few extra things. But otherwise, all I really pulled in was this bottom washi from Amazon, the zebra click art pen up here at the top, and then things from that kit from B&R Paper Crafts. I think the week turned out super cute. It was pretty busy, but I had some friend time. I had some me time, got a lot of things done around the house. Overall, I guess pretty good. So as always, please like and subscribe below if you haven't already. It really helps me out, so I really appreciate it. Let me know how your week went down below, or if you don't have anything that you want to leave me some sort of purple flower emoji just to say hi. I would love to hear from you. And then follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky at Creative Life of Liz. You can see in progress and finished spreads. I tag the shops on Instagram. I mention them in addition to my description in the alt text on Blue Sky, as well as show you bits and pieces of my life, what I'm reading, all that good stuff. And until next time, bye.